Christa. How are you?
Hi, Betty. Good to see you. It's good to catch up with you. And I think it's a good idea that we got together. We haven't gotten together and talked in a while and shared our brains. How have you been?
I've been fantastic. How have you been, my beautiful?
I've been really well. I've been well, learning a new way to live and finding my way, just like us all, right?
Well, I've been watching your journey and you are definitely walking it with grace. And it's been such an honor to watch you grow and bloom and heal and expand. And it's just been, and your yoga.
Oh, thank you. I think I've been Betty. If you don't know Betty, she's an astrologer out of New York, and she's really excellent. I've been going to her for 3 to 4 years now, I think, and especially
a few.
Yeah. And especially in this last year, I leaned on her a little bit more than normal, and she's kind of helped me navigate through some things, transitions easier with a little bit more foresight and knowledge into your path. So highly recommended. And we thought it'd be fun to get together and talk about the different signs. I don't know about everyone else, but I know a lot about my own sign. But when other people tell me, oh, I'm a Taurus, I'm a Leo, I'm a Gemini, I'm an Aries, I don't exactly know what all that entails, or what attributes each sign has, or how we might be vibing together. So could you maybe enlighten us on the different signs?
I would love it. And you know what, Chris, I think that's a fantastic idea, especially nowadays where everything's so heavy, right? We're going through a changing of the ages. So history would point to it's a messy time, right? And I think no matter what side of the coin you're on, it's a messy time. So I feel that most of it's all fear-based. I think everything is basically fear-based and some ignorance, and that's not to insult anybody. I'm not trying to at all, but that's what the flavor I wanted to bring in here, and maybe just do like a lighter, fun topic on the signs. Like I've been doing this my whole life, but now with the social media and all stuff, so I'm in some groups like astrology groups, and everybody's at different levels, and that's beautiful. But what I noticed is there's a lot of like hating on signs. And I always think it's so silly, because that's why I wanted to kind of explain it. There's a wheel. We all have all 12. Picture a circle. And actually when we it's a circle with a pie with 12 slices, starts here. The natural ruler is Aries. So we're going to start by talking about Aries. And then I'm going to bring it all the way around. Okay, so in your chart, you could have a different sign on the horizon, which would be the rising, the ascendant. Okay, you could have a different sign. But no matter what you've got going on, even if you have all of your planets in one sign, you still have all of these lessons to learn, because the wheel, the circle, like the serpent eating its tail, the circle goes through. It's just a completion, an evolution. So we want to stand in the middle of the circle. And, and like hermetics, this is kind of like the principle I want to put into this, as far as like, and I don't know if we'll go this deep into, but I'm just going to give one example, like Aries and Libra, they're opposing signs, like you're Pisces. So, Virgo is the opposite sign, correct? I'd like to introduce a thought, a perspective, instead of looking at them at two different things. They're actually the same exact thing to one extreme, like hot and cold. It's the same thing. It's just two different extremes. Love and hate. It's the same thing, two different extremes. If you love me or you hate me, regardless, you're feeling pretty strong, right, about me or anybody. So, but the opposite would be apathy. I don't feel anything. You see what I mean? So Aries, we're going to start. I'm just going to start with Aries. But when understand, like Aries and Libra, Aries is I am, that's its job, and Libra is we are. So if you have two, if you're out of balance, you want the prescription to be the other sign. Well, so we're just gonna go back and start at the beginning. So Aries starts in the natural zodiac, fire, birth, spark. So I'm just talking about the energy of Aries, not if you have your sun, your moon, your Mars, or just the actual energy. Energy isn't good or bad, it's neutral. If you have a torch, are you going to light up the room, or are you going to burn the house down? It's the intention behind the energy, right? So the energy of Aries is forceful. It has to be. Picture like the crocus in the spring, that delicate little flower coming out of the hard frozen earth. So it would have to be that way, right? So the function of Aries in the first house is I am. So think of it as a journey of a soul. You're born. I am. Here I am. Well, this is exciting. Look at me. Woo! You know, I'm so excited. So it's supposed to be forceful. It's supposed to be independent. It's supposed to be self-perpetuating, not selfish. Okay, there's shadow sides and, you know, to everything. You know, but just the actual energy of Aries is the start. It's a birth. It's a renewing. People with a lot of Aries energy, yes, they can be erratic, you know, like irritable, but they're also youthful in the sense of like a child, you know, like they get excited about things. Okay, so it's the first sign, so it's cardinal, okay, and the ruler is Mars, and it's the first house. So Aries' job is to be here I am. So it's an outward masculine energy. It's outward. So everything is a progression. We go outward, we go inward. So now we went outward. Here I am. Yay. Taurus. Well, now I need stuff. You know, here I am, but I'm going to need a roof over my head. I'm going to need food in my belly. I'm going to need, you know, and you could take this out to anything. You need transportation. You need stuff. You need it. You need stuff to sustain the I am. The I am needs a place to sleep. So that's Taurus energy. So it's here I am, but let's take it deeper. Now, Taurus, yes, Taurus rules the earth, earthy. You know, people with heavy Taurus energy are the type of people who walk around and pick fruits and eat them. They're usually very good chefs. They're just very in tune with the flow of the energy of earth. And so that's more, see how that's more of a reflective. So we go outward. Now we need to bring it in and reflect. So it's also self-worth. How am I going to take care of my I am? Am I just going to eat McDonald's or fast food and drink soda pop and, you know, maybe just sleep on friends' couches? I don't care. You know, I just borrow people's clothes. You know, that's that. Maybe you need to bring more attention to that and cultivate that aspect of yourself, because it's your value. It's your, how do you value yourself? Too much negative Taurus energy could be greedy and not sharing. Like, I have $10 million and you don't have any. That's not my problem. You know, but a healthy Taurus energy wants to cultivate it, and prosperous to share, to enrich. Anytime that we're in fear, whether it's jealousy or anything, it's always, we're in a fear of lack, that if you have that, that means that I can't.
Right.
So, and the universe is completely abundant. Flowers don't look at the flower next to it and go, oh, great, she got all the good petals, you know, like, now what about me? You know, there's for us, right? So it's like, and the prescription for too much of something is the other side of the coin, but we'll get, so now we got Taurus. So here I am, I've got my place to sleep, I've got my food, I got my, you know, my Barbie, you know, and whatever I like my crystals. So to me, I'll go and I buy crystals or stuff like that. You know what? Some people like shoes. I like those too. You know what I mean? It's just, but an over accumulation, because what it is, it's your self-worth. So you don't, yes, it's a part of it. Don't forget, there's 10 more we haven't gotten to yet. So if you just identify your self-worth with your personal belongings, that's a dangerous game to play. Houses burn down, people get rich, people lose money, and then you get back up. So whether you're rich and living in a mansion or poor and just kind of making it as best as you can, that's not who you that's not, you know, your value comes from inside, not what I have.
Right.
So when that's a hard lesson sometimes for people who are on that Taurus path, because they accumulate a lot of stuff and now they feel like that makes me who I am. I am my car, I am my career, I am my house, I am my clothes, I'm, you know, those things are fleeting. Right. That you guarantee that will change at some point. Now what? Now I'm nothing. right? So it's important to understand, yes, value yourself and treat yourself, but don't make the mistake and think that I am my things.
Right.
So we have the outward expression and then the inward. Now, again, we go out into Gemini. Now, Gemini is one of the signs that gets a lot of hate. And so and a lot of people, and I want to understand the function of Gemini. Here I am, I have stuff. Now, what do I think about this? There's a lot of new things to think about, right? So there's some trees, there's some grass, and there's another person in the sky. And oh my God. And it's so exciting. And that squirrel just fell off the tree. And wow, and like they constantly, it's busy. It's so when people say, oh, I don't like Gemini. So you don't like ideas, you don't like communication, you don't like commerce, you don't like traveling, like small traveling, like that would be Gemini. So Gemini's function, if you think about just the energy, the function of Gemini, what it's there to do is to gather information. A lot of times people will say, now I've been doing this professionally for a long time, so I know when I'm saying people hate on these poor Geminis, okay? And they say that. I want to talk about the lying aspect with Geminis. It's not so much, now I'm talking about just the energy of not what one individual person is doing with this. The energy of Gemini is, now I remember I said Aries was cardinal, that's start. I got to start something here. Fixed is the next order. Taurus is, I got to sustain what I've started. Now, the third mutable, which would be Gemini, is, well, I need to break this down so I can do the process again. So the job of the mutable signs is to dissolve things. So here I am, I have my stuff. What do I think about it? Well, I found out all of this information that I didn't used to have, and now I feel differently and I want to change these other things, right? So so reality is mutable to them. So it's like, I'll use an example. My daughter has a Gemini moon.
Okay.
One day she's vegan. And she won't even be in the room with somebody who is eating chicken. Okay. And then she'll swing to the other extreme. One time she asked me to bring her my hamburger and I almost fell off my chair, and then but it's like, but in the moment they feel like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. But now I think this way. And so this is what I'm doing. So it can be frustrating for somebody who doesn't understand that kind of energy, because you just told me this.
Right.
Now, 2 days later, there's this, and now I'm, like, what? You're annoying, like flaky. It could be like flaky, changeable. Like a lot of people who fall in love with people with heavy Gemini energy, they're like, it was great, and then it was just gone, because they just it's wind, it's air, it's what's over here, what's over there. You know what I mean? So that's the thought function, just ideas, not to judge them or not to discern them, just to gather them. Now we go in again, that's an outward process. Now we go in Cancer, again, cardinal, starting something. How do I feel about all this? Here I am, I got my stuff. I found out all this information. Well, how does that make me feel? So the job of Cancer is to be very, like the moon, very reflective, very inward, very illuminative, very quiet, like the tides. And so how does that make me feel? Sometimes people with heavy Cancer energy can present to the world as like crotchety or like overly offended, but if you think about the function of Cancer, they're processing everything on a very deep level. Home, like the home of the soul. That's, what I'm saying? So Cancer is feeling. And then how do I feel? Well, then when you start to feel love, you want to nurture and you want to take care of and you want to preserve and you want to keep. So now that we have all of this, so Cancers are also Cancer energy is a very beautiful energy as far as allowing other signs to be who they are. People with heavy Cancer energy, you can come over and lose your shit with them and just be like a psycho, and then leave and come back and be like, oh, I'm sorry, and they're the types of people that will say, I understand, that's just Susie, she's being Susie. They, as much as they're sensitive and, they're also understanding of other people's sensitivity. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a nurturing, loving, preserving the mother, the moon, the goddess, so but remember all the beginning signs, they're babies. This is the Aries is the baby fire. Now each one goes around and it evolves and it grows. So now here I am, I got my stuff. I know what I think. I know how I feel. Leo. Done. The 5th house, creation. Now I want to do a little dance and I want you to watch it. I'm going to sing you a song about it, or I'm going to write you a poem, or, but it's like, I want to create from all of this. It makes me want to create. Now, it depends on what you have over here and what your experiences were. Do you want to write a sad, sloppy poem, like a tear-stained poem, or do you want to write a rock song, or do you want to do there's no wrong way to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. It's just different. It's just, this is my creation from my experiences. It's, also rules children, sun. So the sun is the spirit, fire, spirit, like it gives you, spirit is more like you say somebody's spirited.
Yeah.
Spicy, like fire. The moon is the mother, the nurturer, the soul, soulful, like a good home cooked, healthy, hearty meal, good hug, that's soulful. So they're, those are the two luminaries, very important for anybody to find out where their sun and their moon are. Okay, so now back to just Leo. So the function of Leo is to shine. The function of Leo is to be the king. Leo, at this point in the evolution, you think you're the only person in the solar system. Look at me. Look at all of this. Here I am. I got my stuff. I'm thinking, I'm feeling, I'm awesome. So they can get a bad rap, Leo energy as being bombastic, arrogant. A lot of famous people have heavy Leo in their chart because it's look at me and love me. And, Leo done right. It's not worried about what you think about it. It's expressing to express. Right.
Like that. And it's like, oh, they're just a joy to be around in a way.
No, absolutely. I love Leos. But yeah. I love all of the signs. We say, but whatever you're doing with it, it can be the low end, it can be the high end, and there's a million places in between. And sometimes we hit them all in one day, and it's complicated when it gets into a person because we got all these energies, but just the function of Leo. And it doesn't mean you have to want to be around people with these energies. Like I said, people with heavy Gemini, I got a lot of Scorpio in my chart. They're fun to go out and party with, like to go out to dinner and go dancing. But to talk to them all the time, I'd be like, oh, because I'm fixed. They're mutable. It's annoying. Oh. Not good, not bad. They probably find me super annoying. So neither one is right or wrong. It's not about right or wrong. It's a different perspective. All of these energies just have a different perspective. If we were going to look at a building, you go to the top, Christa, I'll go to the bottom. Now I'm going to tell you what I see and you tell me what you see. It's going to be different.
Right.
Is it wrong?
No.
It's not wrong. It's just different. And so, hey, maybe I don't like what you see from the top. I'm not going to go up there. But I'm not going to say you shouldn't go up there. And I hate anybody who goes up there.
Right.
You see how silly this gets? It's just silly. I don't like olives. So should I ban them from the world? Nobody can sit at the table and eat an olive in my presence? Because it's just like, that's silly. It's just not for you. Mm-hmm. Not bad or good. Now we come to Virgo. Sweet Virgos. It's a hard job, Virgo energy. Because Virgo now, because you have to remember we're on the bottom of the wheel, it's all internal. It's all about me. How do I feel about me? Right? How do I feel about who I am, what I have, what I think, what I feel, look at what I do. Virgo is right before we get to Libra, whereas we're going to bring in other people. So Virgo says, wait a minute, guys. You're a mess. Okay. And we have to clean this up because we want to make it appropriate and present. So Virgo would go back to the Gemini energy and say, This is an example to explain how Virgo cleans up Gemini. You're sitting in the house and you say to your child, your 5-year-old child, go outside and tell me the temperature, tell me the weather. Do I need a coat? Is it raining? Whatever. So you tell them to go outside. This is Gemini energy. Virgo says, go outside. I need to prepare, right? I need to prepare and get organized for my day. So I need this information. This is the only information I need currently. So the kid comes out and says, well, Susie, the neighbor, is mowing her lawn, and there's a blue butterfly, 3 cars drove by, and blah, 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 and the flowers blooming, whatever. They're going to give you all of this information. And oh, by the way, it's sunny and nice out. So Virgo's job is to say, I don't care about that. I don't need that. It's not necessary. It's not relevant. Wheat from the shaft. So discernment, bringing it down to the essential, like, think about it too. Everything's in full bloom in Leo season in the middle of the summer in August, full bloom, right? And so it's just shining, and its job is to just be beautiful, right? All right. And now, but what's the job of when it comes into Virgo season? Well, now we got to go get the fruit. We got to pick the cotton. We got to pick, and then we have to, you have to pick it off the vine. Somebody's got to do the work, right? Somebody's got to clean it up and present it and organize it. That's the function of Virgo. Virgo people with heavy Virgo, nurses. These are the people that can do the stuff that people don't want. They can get in there and clean it up. They are service, to be of service, accounting, nursing, like that kind of thing. It also rules the 6th house, which is, everything is a lot, but just basically the 6th house, you would look to the person's 6th house to see their health. And you would also look to the 6th house to see their daily routine. Do you see how that blends together? Because your daily routine is ultimately your health. Not one day. So one day you don't do your yoga, maybe drink some wine and, whatever. Okay, I would do the one day. That's not going to really affect the big picture if I do good all the other times, right? You know what I'm saying? So Virgo is routine, it's function, it's daily work. And so the shadow side of that is they can get too caught up in the details and be like petty or pain in the, like nitpicky. So the opposite, if you get into that kind of energy, you want to go into the Pisces energy, which is letting everything go. Right. So the job of Virgo is to clean everything up, make it relevant. What don't we need? Because now we're going to be presenting. Just like if you were coming over, I would have done more, I'm not present, when you're not presenting, hey, I don't have makeup on, maybe I, don't wear a bra, it's different than when you're presenting, you're going to polish.
Right.
You're going to polish it. So now we get to Libra.